everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is a little bit different. I'm going to take you with me to my endocrinologist appointment, kind of take you through the process, tell you what she says and everything, and my experience with hypothyroidism. This is something that I've had for a couple of years, well, way more than a couple. Forget how quickly you get older. Anyways, I'll take you through all that later. I'm not going to show her just for personal privacy, but I will explain it afterwards and kind of show you maybe like the tips and stuff that she will give me, or kind of get me in the right direction. I'll just bring you along. Come on. So I just got to the office, and I don't know if you can see, but like right there, where's it at? Oh, this is so hard. Like right in there, they're doing corona testing. So I'm fixing to probably talk to the lady, and she's probably gonna take my temp and see. Obviously I feel fine. But I have all my paperwork, all my labs and everything from other appointments. I have my hormone panel. I took a hormone panel about 3 years ago, and obviously I don't know if it's like up to date, but these are expensive, so I don't want to take it again if possible. If I need to, that's fine, but we'll see what she says about these. I kind of know, and I'll explain that a little bit later, but we'll see what this lady says to me. Hey, how are you?
Good. Hurts bad.
Yes, ma'am. I know how you feel.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. Okay, for a new patient or established?
Yes, new patient. Yes, ma'am.
New patient. Okay, all right. So let me, actually, if you want to come up here, I'll take your temp.
Okay.
And then, actually, you can come in. You got your paperwork?
Yes, I have it all done.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, so I got my temperature checked. Fine, obviously. And then also now, I had to go inside, do my payment, give my insurance card, all that stuff. And then now I sit in my car, and then they will text me when they are ready for me to come in. Definitely a different experience. Normally it wouldn't be like this, obviously, other than Corona, which is awesome. I like that they're taking precautions. I think that is smart. So now I'm going to be waiting in my car for like 45 minutes until they text me. So all right, you guys, so I made it out of my appointment, and it wasn't that long. It didn't seem like. Everything went well. It was basically just kind of meeting my doctor, going over what I'm having trouble with and everything. I did get blood work. I got blood work last month thinking that it would help for this appointment, but she said she wants to start new. So, okay. So I got some blood work done. Well, let me start with my symptoms. I'm kind of what I am going through with hypothyroidism. So first, weight gain is a huge factor for me. That was just something that I've struggled with. It is a more common symptom. Some people don't struggle with it, which is amazing, and I'm glad that you don't, but it is one of the things I unfortunately do have. So weight gain is very easy for me. Secondly, I have a thicker than average tongue. I don't know why, that's just one of the symptoms. Weird, I know. Fatigue is another huge one that I struggled with. Thankfully, with the medication I'm on does kind of help with that, so I'm grateful for that. 4 was, let's see, weight gain. Oh, body aches. Body aches is a huge one. So right now I have 4 top contender problems. So body aches, I kind of feels like I'm constantly having joint pain, and that's just one of the things. Oh, 5. Temperature. It's hard for me to regulate my temperature. My body has a really hard time doing that. So when it's cold, I will stay cold for hours, no matter how many blankets I have. And then when it comes down to heat, same thing. I will stay hot for hours. It takes me forever to cool down. So those are kind of my symptoms that I have experienced. So now with my whole journey, like I said, this started back when I was 17 years old. I went in for a, I had a salivary test taken, which I'll show you this. I had this taken here and it showed me my numbers. I took it to my OBGYN and someone who is specializing in like natural stuff. He said that I was actually experiencing menopause, which was outrageous to me. I was 17 years old, okay? So when a 17-year-old hears that, it's just kind of devastating to me because I know I wanted kids, or we do want kids. And, so sorry. So anyway, I was like, that is pretty sad. It was sad to hear that. But after we did that, I went to, he got me started on Nature Throid. I started taking Nature Throid, and yeah, I take like 50 milligrams or something a day, and it seems to really help with my fatigue. All my other symptoms, not necessarily. Unfortunately, that's just something that comes with it. For now, I have been on Nature Throid 50 milligrams, I think for about 3 years. They did up it at some point. I can't remember what I started on. I apologize. That's just one of the things. So when I went in there, he got me started on the Nature Throid. He also did hormone creams. That was something I totally disregarded after trying for about 2 months or so. It was horrible. If it worked for you, great. It was not something that I could. So I started with Synthroid, and I noticed that it was not helping my symptoms at all, or levothyroxine is another form. That was not something that was working for me. Thankfully, my doctor put me on Nature Throid, and it is a compound medication, so you have to get it from a compound pharmacy. Usually they're pretty readily available, I would say, in most areas. I do have one close to me, thankfully, and I just go pick up my prescription from them about every 3 months. They give me a 90-day supply of 50 milligrams of Nature Throid, and that does seem to help. Okay, now on to what she said. First and foremost, a huge relief. She looked at my hormone panel and she said, "You're not menopausal. Your numbers are fine." What? She said my numbers were in perfect average numbers. She was like, "These are what your body is supposed to be doing." She's like, "Your numbers are fine. I don't know why he would tell you that." So that makes me, like, I trust these people because these are specialists of the endocrine, you know, endocrinologist. And I am so grateful to hear that. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm okay. Like, menopausal out. So, woohoo. That was a huge positive of this appointment. So she said, "Menopausal, your numbers look great." She was like, "But we're gonna put that to the side. We're not gonna worry about that right now." She was like, "Of course, your hormones could be different. We could get a new update because these were taken like 2017, so a while ago." But she said for now, she's like, "They don't look bad." She's like, "And your blood work, my T3, my T numbers, my T3 here on the bottom are higher." She's like, "We can lower that." She said that she would probably look into getting me to a 1 or below. So I got some blood work done, and so she's gonna read my numbers to get a most accurate number reading in about a week. Then she's gonna go from there, and she probably will up my dosage. For now, she said it could affect your symptoms, or like it might not help at all. She's like, "Let's hope that if we do up them, that it will give you a little bit of a relief of some sort." So we'll see on that. And then in 6 months, she wants to do a ultrasound of my thyroid. I have never had an ultrasound of my thyroid before. I know it is a thing, but it was just never something that my doctors decided to do, I guess. So now I have an ultrasound for that in 6 months. So she gave me some other notes other than what my paperwork looks like, my hormone panel, my labs, everything like that. She said my hormone panel was great. That was something we'll put to the side, and we'll focus on my thyroid medication. She said my thyroid numbers could be better, so we're going to focus on that. So she also she told me like a prescription that I could look into. not a prescription, excuse me, a supplement. So I already take supplements anyways. I take a lot, about 9 or so, which is actually good because it's something I need. So if you're interested in knowing what I take, let me know down below. Selenium is one that is an inflammatory multivitamin, and that's something she recommended me to take. So it's selenium 200 milligram mcgs, you know what that means, once a day. She said give it about 6 to 8 weeks to tell if it really helps me personally. It's an inflammatory, like I said, and I do struggle with inflammation. She said hopefully that can help. My inflammation kind of started in my stomach, and she's like, and I told her, I was like, I kind of felt like I went to my extremities. She said it was a certain word, but I can't remember what she said. And she said that is common with hypothyroidism. It is unfortunately a side effect. And she said that hopefully that if this will work, if this is something we can try, it will work for me. She said sometimes it doesn't work for people, but I'm praying it does. Another thing I told her, of course, I struggle with is weight gain. She had mentioned this lady called Fat Loss Lifestyle School. She had tried it personally. She listened to this lady for about 5 to 6 months and then tried it herself, and she said it is a very eye-opening weight loss type thing, especially for when, you know, you try all these different remedies and diets and they're just not working, whereas this is like everyday normalcy. So normal food, you know, you're not doing different types of supplements to take or shakes, or she's like, you're eating average. Everybody eats average food. I mean, your average meals, but she's like, it's just broken down into different ways, and it's something that you should look into. So I think I'm gonna look into it. Wanted to share that with y'all if y'all want to look into it, if you're having trouble with weight gain. And then also another thing she talked about, she said, you know, when you and your husband are trying to conceive, the hormone stuff would be something that we're going to look into more. As of right now, she said that she definitely wants to look into it, but my thyroid medication is her top priority as of right now. But anyways, she said that also for birth control, she said that there's like different. So a recap of my appointment, she said I don't have menopause. Whoop whoop. She said that selenium is a great thing to take for inflammatory. She said my numbers are a little high. She would like to get them lower. And then of course I'm having an ultrasound of my thyroid. So I'll keep you kind of up to date, but that's kind of what I struggle with, my hypothyroidism journey. Of course, everyone's is different. For now, this is kind of what I'm going through. This is kind of just like what my update is. Of course, further down the road, I'm going to give you an update to kind of tell you what my blood work was. I can tell you in a video later when we get that back. And then also like my ultrasound, what that comes back, and maybe what this fat loss lifestyle school is. But anyway, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully this gave you some information and insight for maybe what you need to do, or even tips about different medications that you should try. So anyways, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like that subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit that bell button for future videos, and I will see you in my next video. Bye you guys.